I think the first order of business, I mentioned that we're going to go back in time quite a ways. In 1935, then Sheriff Johnny Miller hired a young man by the name of Burton. With us today is his son, a good friend and also a retired member of this organization, Alan. Is Alan here someplace? Alan, you going to come on up? In 1982, this wooden plaque was dedicated at our communications center in recognition of George K. Burton, certainly the father of our communication system and arguably the father of communications models that are now described as modern-day satellite systems. We're very proud of that. I feel a bit old because I was there in 1982, and actually I wasn't very young then. Alan hasn't aged much. I put on a little bit of weight. But we've had a couple of changes since then, as you might imagine, and this wooden dedication plaque is going to be replaced in our new facility by one of bronze. And thought it fitting that we take a little bit of time and present this to our good friend Alan Burton in recognition. And let me add that this man not only made major contributions as an active member of this organization to our communication system, but since his retirement has contributed to public safety communication development throughout the world, and just recently completed a study for us that hopefully and finally will bring us into modern day technology. So Alan, on behalf of myself and the 6 sheriffs that have served since your dad hired on, congratulations. I hope you'll find a suitable place for this.
Yes, I will.
Yeah. We want to put a little bit closer to the plaque. Okay. Alan?
Well, first, I'm amazed to see this turnout for the ceremonial part of the sheriff's office. It always wasn't this way. In my recollection and realizing that I've been a member of this sheriff's office since 1935 when my father joined. Promotions in earlier times were often by putting the promotion memo in your in-basket or your mailbox, or reading about it in the Martinez Gazette. I learned some of my promotions from the car washer across the street. And that was how things were done. George Burton is probably the only captain who joined the sheriff's office as a deputy sheriff and became captain without ever taking a test. He's the only captain that probably was widowed 3 times as a member of this department. He was probably the only captain that was fired by the sheriff and got his job back.
But not the last.
He also never committed a felony, which his son did. I know that you have a historic memorabilia thing out at that's a good word, out at the communications building, and my hand is shaking, so I'm going to give this to you. If you check eBay, that's probably worth $5,000. I stole it in 1984 when I left to preserve it. Well, Larry Yard's not here, but Larry Yard was one of these guys that tried to trash everything, and I wanted to protect this. This is one of the 4 radio tubes that was in the radio transmitter, the KQCE radio transmitter that was originally installed at the radio building in earlier times. It is a very valuable tube, and it's one of the two that are remaining. There's two other things that I'd like to give you because I think that you may not have them. And these are original Mount Diablo Sheriff's patches.
Wow.
I know they're different than what you have now, but perhaps you should have them so that they can be retained by the department. And thank you for the honor. Thank you for honoring my father, and I appreciate it very much.
Well, and let me say that retroactively, I issue an order that you maintain this item.
Oh, no.
No, retroactively, until today, where it's transferred.
All right. You're not going to give it back to me.
No, we're going to keep it.
Do you have any idea how many miles that thing has gone since 1984?
They don't, but I do, Alan. One of these days, we're going to have to sit Alan down in front of a videotape and get the spoken history of the organization as described by Alan Burton. He's done an awful lot to not only promote improved communications, but also to maintain the history of this fine organization. And if we do nothing else with regard to that, we ought to report it, Alan. I think we'll take note of that and make arrangements. If I'd have thought of it, I would have asked our personnel folks to try and come up with a ballpark number of employees that have served in this organization since 1935. We do know that Alan's dad George had a three-digit, I think a 357 or something like that serial number, and I make that point because one of the issues that faces, the difficult issues that faces our profession in this office today is recruitment. Finding sufficient number of men and women that meet our standards, our high standards, and are willing to make certain sacrifices, particularly with respect to the working conditions associated with this business.